Wrexlepert?
Hi guys. This is the Wrexlepert, here with you again. Some of you may have picked up there on a little cool thing I did in my theme tune. I give a little Australian flair. I don't mean Charlotte Flair. She is American, to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, just because this show I'm doing is Crown Jewel, coming from Wrexlepert, Australia. So yeah, I thought I'd, specialize the theme tune, giving more of an Australian touch. Yeah, I guess we'll get right into it. Now guys, I am also excited to announce that as of this episode, the Wrexlepert is now exclusive to YouTube. Yeah, this is a really special day. I'm really excited by this deal with the YouTube guys, and just want to thank them for having me. It really means a lot to be part of your special, esteemed, celebrated network. And I ran out of time on my free Podbean account. So as of now, going forward, is your inaugural Wrexlepert YouTube exclusive. So now, let's get right into it again. The opening match on this show is an Australian street fight between Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. Or because it is a Australian street fight, you could say it's a street fight. I think that was a pretty good accent. So I mean, this match, given the nature of it, it's full of Australian weapons around the ring. We had rugby balls and cricket sticks and all kind of stuff. But yeah, it was a very brutal match. I think the Australian heat is getting some of these guys, really getting them all fired up. It was all kind of, as well as the Australian weapons, there was, just traditional American weapons, like, steel steps and chairs and those kind of things. Yes, of course, Braun Breaker got involved. Of course, he's going to help out his buddy. Really unfair. But yeah, the Usos actually came out to, help Reigns, but it just was no use whatsoever. Jay actually ended up putting Reigns through a table, clumsily. Then Reed was able to hit his big move and, splat it onto Roman. And then after the match, Roman's like, I told you not to come out here. You still came out. You just don't listen to the fucking thing I said here. He's like, I'm not gonna, we'll see you at Christmas, but until then, just go over there, please, before I really lose my temper. Then I think Roman left, and then the two brothers, Jay and Jimmy, or Jimmy and Jay, whichever, Usos, argued some more. But next, we have our match between two wonderful women. The Raw Women's Champion, Stephanie Vacquet, and the SmackDown Women's Champion, Tiffany Time. A pretty cool match. Mostly Vacquet in control in this. She did her move where she bounced her bottom up in the air. I really admire the athletic prowess in pulling something like that off, I gotta say. It's really inspiring to watch a few times, just to make sure, Stratton tried her best. She hit her, springing around moves, and Vacquet did a horrible move where she, rips her leg off, and unpleasant. Stratton tried to go for the prettiest moonsault, as I like to call it, the bravest moonsault ever. But she missed, and Vacquet did a kind of spinningest moonsault ever to become the Women's Crown Jewel Championship winner. Triple H came out. Of course he did. Gotta guess, it's not a women's match without Triple H getting involved. So he gave her the ring, and well done. Now it's time for a match which is not really the main event, but I think it's the main event of the heart. As John Cena takes on AJ Styles. these guys have had hella careers, gotta say. There's a lot to cover in this match, 'cause, I mean, some of the stuff they pulled off is really, it was like a video game. It was like both of them were just like Shang Tsung, just doing, other guys' moves and stuff. To the best of my recollection, Styles came out wearing blue and white trunks similar to the ones he wore on Total Nonstop Action Wrestling's brackets TNA first episode of Impact on Spike TV that aired on October 1, 2005, nearly 20 years prior, as we know. During the introductions, Cena handed a note to Alicia Taylor for her to read as the introduction for Styles, which included references to TNA and the Bullet Club when Styles was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, if you recall that. Cena, of course, gained the early advantage with his trademark offense and an attitude adjustment, while Styles countered with moves such as the Oogie Shigurugi and the Rack Bomb. Both men traded numerous homages, including Cena using The Miz's skull-crushing final, Rusev's accolade, Chris Jericho's Wall of Jericho, Bray Wyatt's sister Abigail, Kane's chokeslam, and Randy Orton's hanging middle rope DDT and RKO. While Styles executed Christopher Daniels' Angel's Wings, Frankie Karazurin's Fade to Black, Samoa Joe's Queenie Clutch, Sting's Scorpion Death Drop, and Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music. Remember? Of course, as we recall, in the end, Cena countered a high crossbody into The Undertaker's Tombstone Piledriver, followed by an attitude adjustment to score the pinfall victory. After the match, Cena and Styles embraced and raised each other's hands as a show of mutual respect. 30. That's something else. Remember? So, that was really cool. I gotta say I cried. Even just remembering that back again, off the top of my head, it was really, really beautiful to recall. Just like, how do two guys manage to do 40 moves? It's literally insane. To the point of, genuine worry about the effect their mental state might have on society. Should really be studied, I think, for future generations, just to, you can't be too careful. That's all I'm saying. Oh, sorry, and I forgot to add, thank you, Cena, and also thank you, AJ. Wrexlepert? I gotta say, I am exhausted after that match. Sadly, we don't have much time for resting, as it's time for our Penn final match. As Rhea Ripley is gonna get her big Australian hometown reception. She teams with an overseas friend of hers, Io Sky, so hopefully she'll still be treated as Australian for the evening. Sorry guys, just a quick little edit here. I just thought of something after I recorded show. How about this for a tag team name for Rhea and Io? So what about Rio Sky, please? Versus the Kabuki Warriors from the same place as Io Sky, but not friends with Rhea Ripley. So, hopefully they'll get a proper little hazing from the Australian crowd. Pretty fun match. Rhea, as you'd expect, the crowd loved everything she was doing. Unfortunately, the Kabuki Warriors did actually attack the other two before the match, which is really disrespectful to the art of, female wrestling. Rude. I think we can probably establish that on this occasion, it maybe is okay to verbally abuse two ladies, as they seem to be portraying, bad characters as part of the show. So hopefully that's all that was. Io really got the Japanese heck beaten out of her for quite a while. She eventually fought her way back, tagged Ripley in. As soon as she came in, you knew it was time to cook. And she hit all her big moves, hit the big riptide, and rather generously allowed Io to actually hit her moonsault to get the big pin for the big win. Couple of friends just having a good time at the expense of two less endearing characters. But now it's time for the main event. As Seth freaking World Champion Rollins, that's pretty fun. I just thought of that now. It's really good. Takes on SmackDown World American Nightmare. That one didn't really work so well. Cody Rhodes. Rollins came out wearing a watch. I don't know. Look at that. What do you think of that? Some bit of mind games. I don't know if you're trying to do like Tiffy time sort of thing. I'm not quite sure what that was about. But the Rollins really did not become friends with this crowd on this occasion. They were calling him a wanker, but in an Australian way, kind of like wanker. Oh, Seth, you wanker, kind of like that. But yeah, Rollins was kind of taunting Cody during this match. He was doing Dusty Rhodes impressions and all this kind of stuff. But Cody just wasn't having it. Wasn't gonna go. Oh, you're making fun of me. I'll just let you win then. No, if anything, it actually gave Rhodes even more of a purpose to really prove himself against Seth in this encounter. But yeah, at one point Seth did this big crazy flying, like he launched his own head from one side of the ring to the other. It was attached, but still pretty dangerous. And then what was that? Oh, and then Seth went and got the watch again. It was like, kind of use it to hit Cody, as if to say, time to bash your head in, kind of thing. It's pretty clever actually. But then eventually he then hit Cody with a stomp and another stomp, and beat him. Yeah, so that's Seth as your man. And then of course Triple H want to get his face on TV again. I thought we could actually go 15 minutes without seeing you there, buddy. He came out and he put Seth's little ring and his belt on. He didn't hug Seth for quite as long as he hugged Stephanie. And then Seth and Stephanie posed together. Be interesting. I wonder if they're a new little group now. Curious to see what Seth's wife Becky will think of all that. Can't imagine she'd be too happy about her husband being in the same room as another woman. It's gonna drive any person crazy, really. But that was our show. Live from Wrexlepert, Australia. I bid you a good night. Wrexlepert.